innovation, driverless cars, ride sharing, artificial intelligence. Where does this all stand, or where does it fit in your strategies, or in your thinking, or in your dreaming about what you're going to do to provide more mobility for your residents?
You know, this is one of those, I've got to admit, like, I don't know the solution yet. I'm in the office still having that moment with myself. Because, I mean, autonomous vehicles could be heaven or hell. Ride share, particularly in the Bay Area, they are impacting us tremendously. I was talking with my AC Transit, our bus operator who's here, Greg Harper, who is saying that every bus system is seeing a huge decline in ridership, and it's because of the rise of rideshare. San Francisco tried to slap some massive regulations on rideshare. They're getting sued. I'm like, let them rack up those billable hours and we'll see what happens. Yeah. So I'm still like, you know, do you fight them or join them? But I know that Bill has the answer.
True. I just keep trying to grab Livy and say, like, we got to work together on this because we both have a large Uber presence in both of our cities. There's a couple things. Back in the 1930s, my grandfather, who came to this country with a second grade education, was at a meeting at his mill, Columbia Steel, and he raised his hand and asked a question saying, if I sign that card, can I work every day? Back in those days, if you didn't have an order, you didn't work for a week, 2 weeks, and then when the order came in, you'd work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And they said, yes, that's why we're trying to form a union. He was fired the next day. The idea in cities like Pittsburgh is we sacrificed a lot to be able to get workers the rights to not be a 1099, but a W-2. We sacrificed a lot to make sure that workers had the ability to have hours that made sense to being able to give themselves a life. And we sacrificed a lot to make sure that they had benefits to be able to take care of their families. We can't go backwards. Yeah. So as we look at the disruptors of the economy, we have to understand what the end game is. The end game is, I work less hours, my quality of life is better, and I'm able to get wherever I need to get to when it comes to autonomous and shared. And then the question is, what needs to happen as the steps in order to be able to get us there? Right now, we're all over the place. We don't know where it's going to go, and there really isn't much guidance coming out of Washington on this, other than safety, which is the primary concern with autonomous vehicles. But we really have to start putting people into this mix and determining what the laws and regulations for this new industry should be, so we don't go backwards over the course of 100 years of workers' fights, and that we respect those that came before us. That's where the big fight happened between Uber and Pittsburgh. It wasn't about the cars on the streets or anything else. It was, how are you going to take care of those drivers? Here's an idea. Just be able to offer a deal to Hertz, so when their car breaks down, they get an Uber car for $19.99 to be able, so they don't lose income. Work a deal with Allstate so they can buy their auto insurance at a discount rate. Work a deal with Aetna so they can purchase health care for their families, and you have 180,000 employees. They're going to be falling over themselves to give you the best deal possible. It doesn't cost you a penny. It just shows you care about your workers.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, I'll just end on this. Over 100 years ago, Albert Einstein said, I pity the day when technology overtakes our humanity and our human interaction. We will be a generation of idiots. And I think that goes to the heart of what Mayor Peduto just said, and it goes back to where you started this conversation, Maurice. Don't forget, it's about the human side of what we're dealing with. Innovation's coming. Our lives and the way we do business is changing. But if we don't forget the human element and the importance of the humanity and our human interaction, then hopefully we can guard against these sort of things occurring and allowing innovation to carry forth the values that we've created over the last 100, 200 years in this nation.